Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic Hypersonic.
I'm Barry P. Cook, and I'm here to talk to you about the season 2 finale of My Adventures with Superman. It was called My Adventures with Supergirl. And as it starts, Brainiac's ship is attacked by the Air Force, but the jets get destroyed. Waller and Luthor try to shut down the Metallos that have been turned against them, but can't. Jimmy and Lois are almost assaulted by a Metallo, but John Irons, aka Steel, takes it out. Likewise, Waller's hench people take out a bunch of Metallos that were just about to get Superman and Kara, apparently under the command of Lois's dad. Under Sam Lane's direction, they lead an assault on Brainiac's ship, while Superman and Kara confront Brainiac directly aboard it. And he uses some kind of failsafe to put Kara down before telling Superman that Jor-El was seeking peace with Krypton's enemy, and that Brainiac wiped out Krypton himself to prevent that, because it would have led to his decommissioning since he was built for war. And then he gives Superman a choice to save either Earth or Kara, whom he then revives and sets against Superman. As they fight, Lois and Jimmy watch from the ground and set out to try to find a way to help Superman, whom Brainiac then turns all his assets against. But Superman turns the tables and causes all of Brainiac's weapons to destroy a bunch of Metallos before Superman stops fighting Kara and hugs her, telling her she is stronger than Brainiac, who tries to convince her she is only good as a weapon, while Jimmy and Lois also embrace her and tell her she is cared for. Kara is then able to shake Brainiac's influence and destroy a ton of his incoming missiles before helping Superman push Brainiac's ship into the sun. But Brainiac sets off a kryptonite blast, which Kara takes the brunt of for Superman. As she falls, she envisions her young self being caught by young Kal-El before, in real time, Superman does in fact catch her, before they realize the sun is their source of power and head towards it, gaining strength before flying right into Brainiac's ship, destroying it, causing Brainiac to fly out and clash with Kara, resulting in his destruction. As the world cheers for them, which they can hear from space, Kara passes out, only to wake up on the Kent farm after a few days and meet the Kents, whom fawn over her to her delight. We then get a voiceover detailing how Superman, Supergirl, and the people of Metropolis work together to save Earth. And Clark tells Lois he will fly back and forth to Gotham to be with her if she takes the job there, but she says she's not going to do that because she wants to make her mark in Metropolis, not as a Vicky Vale clone in Gotham. The episode ends with Superman and Supergirl, now in her Supergirl costume, going off to save the day, as it were, joined by Lois and Jimmy, who will cover the story. So that's where the episode and the season ended. And I really liked this episode, and I liked this season quite a bit. I want to say before I say too much more that I totally missed the fact that at the end of last episode, or before the end of last episode, Superman got a new super suit, and I don't like it. I don't like it as much as the original one he started with the trunks and all that, and I don't like the shoulder pad. That's horrible. And the one they gave Kara also has the shoulder pads. I don't like it. So I don't know. Can we hope that they're going to get new outfits in season 3? And there is going to be a season 3, by the way. It was already confirmed. But anyway, I really liked this episode. I've liked this whole season with the Kara plotline. I'm a big fan of Supergirl. And I don't know. I just really enjoyed this season watching Kara come into her own and struggle through her situation, as much as I enjoyed watching Lois and Clark, will there, won't they, ups and downs, Superman learning who he is, plot line of season 1. And the learning who he is continued this season. There were things that he discovered about himself this season that he didn't already know, including right at the end of this episode, along with Kara, that the sun is the source of their power. So that's been very interesting because we've never really seen a Superman who didn't already know all of his powers. I mean, I guess you could say in Man of Steel, he kind of didn't know his whole backstory, but it wasn't like this weird thing where he didn't know the sun is what made him powerful and he didn't know he had this ability and that ability. He just had all his abilities and was using them, if I remember correctly. So that was really refreshing. And I think it humanizes Superman and makes him more identifiable, which, I think is good. You want your heroes to sort of be up on a pedestal where you can look up to them and go, wow, they're awesome. But at the same time, you want to be able to look to them, I think, and say, wow, I get what he's feeling. And, sort of be able in that way to understand the soul of the character. I think that's very endearing. So I really like that. And I think they really went there as it pertains to that with Kara, which I was just loving. And, I'm looking forward to season 3 hugely for that. And I really hope they keep her in focus, like not way off to the side come season 3, given that it's supposed to be about Lois and her adventures with Superman. I suspect, though, that they're going to go a little harder with the Clark and Lois stuff next season because it kind of took a backseat this season. So I think we're going to see like a ping ponging, which is fine because that's a great element as well. I just hope they keep, now that they've gone through Supergirl's story and she's established, I want to see more with her in season 3, in addition to what we saw in season 2, but I wouldn't necessarily want it to overshadow the Superman and Lois story, the Clark and Lois story, because that's really the heart of it. So time will tell. I really liked how Lois and Jimmy embraced Kara. Jimmy at first, because he met her under different circumstances and was kind of endeared to her because of the way she was behaving, which was kind of normal, perhaps as subterfuge. And then, Lois coming to realize that she has nothing to fear from Kara. She's just Superman's cousin and she's not out to hurt him anymore. And she's just as worthy of, her affection as a friend as Superman is, as, a boyfriend or whatever. So I really thought that was cool. Of course, Michael Emerson as Brainiac was fan-flipping-tastic all season long, especially in this finale. He was just amazing. Like, he's just the bomb. So I loved him as Brainiac. I really like this show. And this was a great finale for the season. The only thing I would critique about it is that they sort of introduced Lex Luthor, but then didn't really delve into that. Like, he's barely in it. And that, I don't know if it might be a setup for season 3. They kind of want to introduce him, and then in season 3, he'll be more of a foil, or maybe he'll just continue to be on the periphery. I'd rather see him be more of a foil. I kind of don't really like this Amanda Waller as the main foil thing. So I prefer to see Lex take more center stage as the antagonist next season. And what of her minions, Waller's minions, Livewire, etc.? Are they good guys now? Are they going to go back to being antagonists? How's that going to work? Are they going to stay under the sort of command of Sam Lane? I think that would be cool. And it's weird that, like, we only got him for a moment in this episode. Like, he had a good moment, but then they didn't give him any more to do. I thought it was kind of weird. Like, he's there and then they just kind of ignored him for the rest of it. I would have liked to have seen him maybe interact a little bit more with everyone. And I wouldn't normally clamor for more Sam Lane, but like, he was a significant part of the season. And, I think his relationship with Lois is important, and, how he views Clark is important. And to have given him a little bit more in this finale where he sort of maybe would come around to appreciating Superman or appreciating Clark would have been cool. I guess they sort of couldn't really work that in. It would almost have been better, for example, if they hadn't had him in the episode at all. Like, they dropped him in for a split second and then he was out. So that was kind of strange. But that's really all there is to say. It was a great season and a great finale. And I'm totally looking forward to season 3, which I guess we're not really going to get until the end of next year, maybe. We shall see, because, they're releasing Superman Legacy in between, and they probably don't want them to come out too close to each other. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, for now, I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back with another video soon. Until I return, I wish you peace and long life.